Hey, what's going on, everyone? Spicy Nurse Pop. And you. Look, it's gonna be real short, real sweet, because I'm sure you probably just typed in what are the Fixa changes that we got. That's probably what you're looking for. So we're just gonna get straight to the point. We're just gonna kind of pull it up, address each and every single one, and then we'll be good. You'll be good. Everyone will be happy. You can go get your Fixa hunting on because it's Fixa timing and be sure to like and subscribe. So the fixes that were adjusted are as listed, they are Attack, Fatale, Termina, Wix, Blastor, Enthusia, Natura, Performer, Guard, and Increza. These are the fixes that were adjusted, and we'll show you here just across the board what it was previously and what it was afterwards. That way you fully understand, and we'll kind of dive in a little bit, touching on each one. First, more starting with Attack. Attack has been adjusted from the max being 5% at 5 to 9% at 5. In reverse, at 1, it used to be 2%. Now it is 7%. This is very huge for the level 1. And remember, they did this really to balance out, especially how overpowered Abendak was, to kind of make things leveled out. That's why these were done. So if you have these fixes, such as Attack that we just mentioned there, Fatale, Termina, if you already had those on there, great, because you got a nice little boost. Mind you, remember that Vershimals was downscaled because it's inherently Termina. Termina got the biggest boost, which we'll touch on after Fatale. Fatale, as you can see, was 5% at level 1. Now it is 14% at level 1. But the crazy thing, that's crazy, but the craziest thing is that it goes to 22% at 5. This makes Fatale a very great option and a super great option for classes such as Gunner or classes that generally want to be subbing Slayer. Because subbing Slayer is to get that crit bonus, get that crit rate bonus, and by having Fatale, you're getting much more crit inputs on there. So the Fatale increase is pretty crazy, and it's Fatale was already the kind of best in slot for Gunner for twin machine guns. So that's a huge increase. But the biggest one is obviously Termina. This was talked about prior to the fixes actually being released. It was their point of focus, saying that Termina would be the one getting reworked primarily, and as thus for Vershimals getting downscaled so that it would not be absurdly broken. And as you can see here, yes, it is very much ridiculously increased. As you can see, it is 25% now at level 5 versus the 15% it was beforehand. This is absolutely huge. And if you are a Slayer main, you are eating good right now. You just stirred up the whole pot of soup, and you got the fragrances coming off of it, and you smell it. You're waking up. The best time. I shouldn't be singing jingles, so I'm not going to sing that jingle. If you knew where I was going with that, I can't be singing jingles, and they might come and be like, "Hey, you see, you're singing this jingle here in your video, buddy." But anyways. Then, of course, we have Wix that also got a boost. Wix is the one that is against weak points, whereas Unwix is the one that's against non-weak points. So the Wix increase is pretty huge as well, as you can see here, by 5% and by 9% on the new version at level 5. Now, it's not nearly as big as an increase as it shouldn't be, because it's already pretty strong, pretty big. And of course the flat potency is the same there at 2% on that, but the weak point potency bonus has been increased. Blaster has been made pretty nicely increased. I think Blaster, I think they really kind of made this here so that Attack and Blaster are really kind of more evenly there, but Blaster is probably the kind of the better option because you benefit from the photon blast. But in a sense, kind of, if you're looking at Attack, Blaster's kind of in the same boat as you should be looking at. But of course, Blaster, you're getting that huge increase from your photon blast potency, which would kind of make Blaster the better option. Either way, they're both solid. Either way, all these are solid pretty much. That's what's the whole point of it, to even them out. And then you move down to the armors. The armors have been adjusted as well, with Enthusia, Natura, Performa, Guard, and Increza being adjusted. Orgesis or Jesus, oh baby. Obviously, it was not adjusted, as it did not need to be adjusted. It's already strong enough. But Enthusia, as you can see here, which is the one for regeneration upon attacks. So when your offensive attacks are hitting, you're getting PP recovery. This has been adjusted from very small little numbers here, mainly on the big first one with 2 to 4%. But the final one only being 1%, with 5% was the previous and 6% is now the current. The natural PP regen, for those who want that. Not, anyways, yeah, there's that. Some minor increases. Most of these armors aren't super big increases. Just normally, just namely on the first stat. So I'm not really going to go through all this. You can see it. You can see it there on the screen. So I'm not really going to go through all that, but just pretty much the main thing to note for the armors is that that first one, that level 1, is much more beneficial now. So in the past, it really used to be you had to have those kind of at least like three, like level 3, level 4 Fixa for it to really start to showcase itself and have them stacked. So like have at least 2 units, 2 performers that are 3 or 4 or more, right? Level 3, level 4, level 5, for it to really show its impact, right? So what they made it here by increasing the numbers at level 1, make it so that it's more impactful already just by having it, period, at level 1. That was how this was implemented. That was the thought process going into that. And it's the correct thought process to have into it. It really puts more emphasis on the fixes being the prize. It really does. Just any type of fix it, and then of course working your way up to a high fixer, but just in general, having a fixer really making a bigger impact. So that's good. That pretty much wraps it up. Wasn't trying to make this a super long one. Was just trying to let y'all know. We are level 85 cap now. We're in Kavaris. We're in the new era. And been some changes and stuff like that. So look, we're at it. We're hype. You can always find me streaming it. You can always find me doing these things. Bangity, bangity, bop, bop. Anyways, much love, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Hopefully you get all the fixes that you want and that you need. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, if this is informative to you, if you appreciate it, if you like grapes. Holla. Eradication of dolls in accordance with Defense Directive confirmed. Thank you for your Spike content.